Trade war. Yesterday it's about China's problems causing for Korea. Is Europe ready for a trade war? Trump is going to put new trade sanctions on China. Everything is about that. In this case, the big problem is America has a huge trade deficit with all of these countries. These countries send a lot of things. They export a lot of things to America, and we can't export things back to that country. So America has a trade deficit, so he's going to try to start a trade war, which usually involves tariffs and sanctions. QE. Does anybody know what that means? I asked Jihei this morning if she knew what it was. Nope.
I know.
You know? Ah, good.
Because my major is economy.
Okay, good. All of you professors will be satisfied. They'll be very pleased.
Just kidding.
Can you explain what it is? Real basically.
Quantity easy.
It's a tongue twister. Quantitative
Easy.
easing. Hence the Q and the E. What is it basically? Real easy. Since you're an economics major, no pressure.
There was depression in economy, so many governments try to grow up their economy, so they expend a lot of money because people do not spend their money.
Right.
So they spend and they the U.S. Federal Bank,
Federal Reserve, yeah.
they try to put the money. It's very hard to explain.
It is really hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard. Yeah, 2007, 2008, the global economy crashed.
Yes.
Everybody knows that. The way the governments try to support the economy or regrow the economy, real basically, they just pumped as much money as they could into their economies. So in the USA, the Federal Reserve. In Korea, the Bank of Korea. The central bank would just throw money in. Quantity, the amount. That was the method they did. The next bit, quantitative growth versus qualitative growth. Yeah, these are hard words, but there's a reason for it. We'll see in the article today. Do you guys have any idea the difference between those? Quantitative growth versus qualitative growth.
Quantitative growth means maybe only adding up new products or making more thing or make A, make B, C, D,
Yeah.
E, adding up. But
Yeah.
qualitative growth is make new things. For example, just pawn and making smart pawn
Yeah.
is qualitative growth.
Yeah, exactly. You guys have probably heard this expression, which makes it even easier. And the marker's gonna die. Let's change color. This will be beautiful. Have you guys heard that? Quality over quantity? That's a real common English expression.
We do have that phrase in
How do you guys say it in Korean?
양보다 질.
양보다
질.
질. 양보다 질. So this is kind of describing China before. In history, China's just been making cheap. It's like the factory of the world. They just make cheap stuff, plastic, everything we have, and they sell it. Now they're trying to make quality stuff. They're making better phones, better cars, airplanes. They're trying to put men on the moon. They're putting satellites into space. They're trying to make better quality things. So that's how China's changing, which again is going to be in the article. Sweet spot. You guys know what that means? The sweet spot. Everybody's always trying to get into the sweet spot. You guys know if a baseball player hits the ball, it's too close to his hands, it's too far down the bat, or when he hits a home run, they say, oh, he hit it on the sweet spot. Oh, he hit just the sweet spot. Or a golfer, when he goes to hit it, it hooks, it slices, or, oh my God, Tiger Woods, that's the sweet spot. He hit it at just the right point. Just the right position, time, place, amount, anything. Just the perfect. Not too much, not too middle, too little, the sweet spot. So South Korea for about 15, 20 years, as far as global trade goes, you guys have been in the sweet spot, which is why Korea's economy grows so much. The sweet spot between these two mystery countries. We'll see if you guys can figure out who they are.
China.
Who is it? So low quality goods products is China. Okay. So they've made really cheap stuff. So Korea can make better quality Samsung phones, better quality cars, washing machines. In America, if we go to the store and we buy a washing machine, we say, oh, there's a Samsung and LG, or there's a, I don't even know the Chinese name. Oh, yeah. Whatever the Chinese name one, it's like, I don't want that. I want to get the good one. Or really expensive.
Japan, yes.
Yeah. Japan, yeah, to a lesser degree. USA, it's been too expensive. So South Korea's been right in the sweet spot. But the thing that's happening these days, two things. China's getting better quality, and 환율 때문에 Japan's products are getting cheaper. So South Korea's gone from the sweet spot to being in the, what one economist calls it,
Nutcracker.
Whoa.
wow. Whoa. Yeah, now they're in the nutcracker. And what's a nutcracker? And keep it clean, my mom and dad are watching.
No pressure.
No pressure. She's in the Well, just-
actually, it's too hard to me.
Really?
But yeah.
Have you guys, I don't know, American houses at Christmas, we always, give a hard shelled nut. We did that, what was the last holiday we just did? We had the walnuts in the shell.
정월 대보름.
So it's got a really hard shell. How do Koreans usually open it? What do you do? Hammer?
Yeah, seriously. We do use hammer.
Big stone.
Hammer or big stone? Totally. In the USA, we have something that looks kind of like, oh gosh, kind of looks like this, and you put the nut in between, and it
We
cracks
have that
it.
too. We have that too.
So this is what is a nutcracker, right? But in this case, South Korea is in between these two. That's a terrible picture. I don't draw. But they're getting squeezed. They're like the nut in between that's getting cracked between China and the expensive stuff. So they have a lot of threats to the economy. Chinese qualitative growth, Japanese cheaper, and the other one Jean mentioned, the threat to China, to Korea is Trump, right? Trade war, tariffs, everything. How's Korea going to grow in the future? They have to keep running and innovating. Just keep trying to do better. There's really no other option. You guys just have to make things better. Because China has so much more money. The state, the government is involved. Korea has to make a better smartphone. You have to make a better car. You have to make a better ship. There's no other way. There's no magic bullet. What's a magic bullet?
Genie, like magic, like something.
Like that, but specifically for a bullet?
Like one shot.
That's perfect. Not the soju one shot. That's a magic bullet for other problems. This magic bullet. Have you guys ever seen the Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
Yeah.
There's the one big character. He's got that magic arrow. You know who I'm talking about?
연다? 연두.
Is that it?
연두.
Yeah.
When he whistles,
Yeah.
it doesn't just hit one person.
Yeah.
So a magic bullet is when you shoot, you don't hit one person, you hit everybody with one magic bullet. But for Korea right now, to fix all these problems, there's no magic bullet. There's nothing you can do. You just have to do better. That's it. That's the only option, really. Moon Jae-in, he's trying two new ideas. A new southern policy, a new northern policy. This one's less popular. He's trying to increase trade with Russia. If he increases trade with Russia, it'll connect to Europe. So he can have a stronger trade line to Europe. The one he's really pushing now is the new southern policy. So he doesn't want to trade as much with China, doesn't want to trade as much with the USA. He's trying to diversify in Southeast Asia. Today, where is Moon Jae-in? Right now.
Vietnam.
Vietnam. Yeah, he's there right now, trying to increase trade with Vietnam. And then he'll go to the UAE. So that's what he's trying to do. Do you guys have any other ideas what Korea can do to avoid this? I don't know if you can fix this, but what can you do to stay ahead? Do you guys have any ideas? These are the ones I could find, because I keep reading the shipping is dropping, cars are struggling, they can't trade to China. What else can Korea do? Do you guys have any ideas? You're the future, so hopefully.
Enforce the soft power.
Enforce the soft power.
Yes.
What?
Such as cultural power,
Mhm.
like K-pop or K-drama, like that. So even though the government, foreign government, push the Korea economy,
Yeah.
but with the culture of the consumers, foreign consumers keep buy the Korean things. So I think the soft power, growing soft power is important.
Yeah, it is, because I don't know about my family who will be watching, but usually if I ask them about Korea, or most foreigners, maybe you guys have experienced this, I think you might have on your travels, they think of China, they think of Japan, they think of other countries.
Yeah.
When they think of South Korea, I know my family, they think of North Korea, they think of scary, and they think, are you safe? What are you talking about? No offense. Yeah, it'd be really good to associate all the great things Korea makes with Korea, because life is pretty good here. Anything else other than soft power? Something South Korea can do to kind of get your mojo back, your momentum back?
Actually, Korea really tried to develop AI or that technology.
Sure, drones and
Yeah.
yeah,
Everything is really hard trying.
yeah. Why are you laughing?
Just trying, and the result is now is not good,
Yeah.
but we
Keep
keep
trying.
trying.
I think that's what I think that's what they're saying. I think no matter what the result is, I don't know what else Korea can do. And that's exactly what we're going to read about today is you guys are kind of at a precarious, a dangerous moment globally. How are you going to stay ahead? You guys export country-wise, you guys are number 7 in the world. You're the 7th biggest exporting country in the world. But other countries are coming. They're hungry, they're moving fast, they're investing more, they have more exposure these days. What can you do? What can South Korea do? Soft power, technology, any other ideas? That's the big question mark these days for South Korea is what's the new, I keep reading in the paper, what's the new growth engine? Before it was easy. Make things a little bit better than China, make it a little cheaper than Japan, and sell it. Yeah, we win. That doesn't work anymore. Not as well. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to think about. What, going forward, what can it be globally? And yeah, Han is thinking hard.
I'm thinking hard, but nothing come out. Yeah.
I don't know Korean aspect, but
Yeah.
just in Lotte aspect of Korean.
Wait, is this an advertisement?
I just heard. And Lotte is very famous at
Sorry. Don't be so
famous at food. About chocolate or some like that.
Yeah.
But also USA also have really good chocolate, but Korean chocolate is more familiar with Vietnam or some Asia. So nowadays it's really good selling items in Asia.
Sure.
Lotte's food. So there are so many factories are there.
Yeah.
Yes, so they making more food for Asia. So
Wow.
so I heard
That's
that.
very interesting. I didn't know that.
I read today, Korea has 5,500 companies in Vietnam
Vietnam.
right now. You guys do, as of 2017, you guys do $64 billion in export to Vietnam. Just yesterday, Moon Jae-in was signing a bunch of agreements with Vietnam. The goal now is by 2020 to get that up to 100 billion, just with Vietnam. Because you guys do so much trade with China, and then when THAAD happened, they stopped taking cars. They had to close down E-Mart, Lotte Mart, and everything. In the U.S., who knows what Trump is going to do tomorrow? You don't know what he could have done in the last while I'm talking. Who knows what the heck he's doing? So I think that's why Korea is trying the southern and northern policy is to diversify and make it safer. So yeah, totally. Chocolates. You guys have had American chocolate. Every time I give a Korean chocolate or food from America, they say, ooh, greasy,
Too
sweet.
too sweet, salty,
Yes.
nookie. Yeah, but Korean flavors are much more sophisticated, subtle, healthy, better. Yeah, so it'd be more popular.
And Vietnam has a policy that they only Vietnam can managing mart or some business, but Korean and I heard Lotte.
This is commercial.
Just put your business card in.
But it is true. Lotte Group is really the famous at Vietnam, and it is most 선구자 at Korean. First group of going Vietnam.
Yeah.
And so it is
롯데리아.
롯데리아, 롯데시네마,
That's a
롯데마트,
name. Yeah, sure.
롯데호텔. 롯데호텔 is signature.
Wow.
Do they make you memorize this?
I did.
She's a representative
But
of Lotte.
but it is really true, and it is true. I studied in Vietnam and only Korea and
Yeah.
some nation can do business freely
Yeah.
in Vietnam.
Personally, you mean? Yeah.
And Vietnam is now similar with Korean's 70s, 80s that society. So
Sure.
it is really going up. So culture building is going up, and everything is will growth.
Yeah.
So Korea really get concentrate on Vietnam, and
And
we have our business, we found our growth business at Vietnam society.
Sure. Your guys' top export markets where Korea sends things. I'll just do the top 4. Can you guys guess? Where does Korea send the most?
Access.
USA is number 2. USA is number 2, about 66 billion.
Vietnam.
China is number 1. It's about 124 billion. Any guess? 3, 4? Well, we'll go to 5.
Vietnam.
Vietnam, yeah, Vietnam right now at the moment is number 4, which kind of surprised me, and it's real close to number 3. 32.6 billion.
Japan.
Japan is surprisingly here. Japan is 24 billion. Sorry for my handwriting.
Russia.
Nope, not yet. Maybe.
Ah,
Maybe. You're trying.
Philippines.
No.
Indonesia.
Whoa. It's in Asia. I can hit that. It's a small country. A tiny.
Malaysia?
Huh?
Malaysia?
No.
싱가포르.
No. I hope Sumin gets it.
Cambodia.
Cambodia.
No. No.
Philippines.
Now I feel bad.
Thailand.
I'll give you a hint. This will be easy.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Hong Kong, and that's at 32.8.
Oh my God. Only Hong Kong is
32.8 billion. So
Wow.
obviously
That's a
Vietnam
lot.
is going to pass and become the third biggest market for Korea in the future. So everything that Sumin and Lotte are saying is probably true for the future. But yeah, this whole article is going to be about China, Korea getting in the nutcracker, and specifically about what China's doing to compete more. It used to be this number where Korea sends the most. This number is going down. You guys are sending less to China because they're making more. And they're making better. So they don't want Korean things. They don't need Korean products. They're going to make it and maybe sell it to you. And then, like you said in the beginning, the trade surplus and trade deficit starts to flip. And that would be really damaging for South Korea if that flipped. So with that in mind, let's read the article. Thanks, Tom. Good.